Rate of spontaneous emission R21, remove this proportional constant, introduce Einstein coefficient of spontaneous emission B21 into N2. See this? Rate of spontaneous emission is proportional to number of atoms in the excited state. No other source of energy. So R21 is equal to B21 into N2. What is B21? Einstein coefficient of spontaneous emission. But this process has to be suppressed. How do we stop this process? So before this occurs, we must send a photon. See this? Atoms are in the excited state. Send a photon to trigger the de-excitation of these atoms. What is the condition? The external photon must have same energy as E lambda as these atoms. Same frequency, same phase. All these conditions have to be satisfied. Only then this photon will, in the electromagnetic field of this photon and the electromagnetic energy of these atoms, some kind of resonance will occur now. They match and maximum amplitude, maximum energy exchange should happen now. So this atom, see, I am not saying this will be absorbed by these atoms. If they absorb it, they will go to excited state. You know what? This photon also comes out. Along with this, it makes these atoms to de-excite. This is stimulation. This photon stimulates the atoms to de-excite, and you will get coherent light produced like this. All the atoms de-excite, emitting coherent waves, producing laser. This is stimulated emission. So now, what is the formula for rate of stimulated emission? We saw rate of induced absorption, rate of spontaneous emission. Now, rate of stimulated emission. Rate of stimulated emission is proportional to what? Number of atoms in the excited state. More emission if there are more atoms, and also you are supplying energy. Correct? No energy supplied during spontaneous emission. Therefore, R21 stimulated, I will write R21 within the bracket, yes, here it is just R21, correct, is equal to Einstein coefficient of stimulated emission, A21. Here it is A12, this is B21, here it is A21 into number of atoms in the excited into energy. So I have three expressions here. Now, next is, rest is algebra. In equilibrium, suppose if equilibrium is achieved, we know energy absorbed should be equal to energy emitted. So now we'll use these three expressions to arrive at Einstein coefficients. Just look at this. I'll just now be writing thermal equilibrium expression. Look at these three expressions and what happens in thermal equilibrium. So now thermal equilibrium, if it is achieved, under thermal equilibrium, equilibrium means a stable state in which input energy will be equal to output energy, right? Input and output will be related through a constant relationship, right? So under thermal equilibrium, energy absorbed is equal to energy emitted. Energy emission is by two processes, spontaneous and stimulated. Energy absorbed is one, induced absorption. So rate of absorption, how is it related? Number of atoms in the ground state, E lambda into Einstein coefficient of induced absorption. This is equal to energy emitted by spontaneous process, Einstein coefficient of spontaneous emission into number of atoms in the excited state, plus energy emitted by stimulated emission, A21, Einstein coefficient of stimulated emission, number of atoms in the excited state, and energy density. Stimulated emission depends on energy, external photon energy. Spontaneous emission occurs naturally, randomly. Here, absorption occurs when you supply energy from external agency. So now I'll bring this term left hand side here. See here, E lambda equal to A12 N1 minus A21 N2 is equal to B21 N2. So energy density E lambda equal to B21 N2 by A12 N1 minus A21 N2. Now it is just algebra rearrangement. See, I will send this N2 to the denominator here. What will happen now? Observe this. I will remove N2 here. Put N2 here. And here N2. So it just cancellation, right? Now what I will do, I will take this A21 as common factor. See here, B21 by A21 into A12 by A21. Observe this, N1 by N2 minus 1. I have taken this term as common factor. So A12 by A21 minus 1. Almost the end. Now what I will do, I will equate this energy density with energy density of the black body radiation, assuming that there is the laser discharge tube in which all these processes are happening, assuming that there is a thermal equilibrium, assuming that it acts like a black body, correct? The atoms at high temperature absorbing energy and emitting energy are behaving like black body. So what is according to Planck's law, what is the expression for energy density in a black body? We know from Planck's law, expression for energy density E lambda is equal to, see here, 8 pi hc by lambda phi into 1 by e power hc by lambda kt minus 1, correct? So now I'll equate these two and equate the similar terms on either side. This Planck's law and this equation look very similar. See this, 8 pi hc by lambda phi. This term is similar to 8 pi hc by lambda phi. 1 by e power hc by lambda kt minus 1. See here, 1 by n1 by n2 minus 1. n1 by n2, population inversion. What is the ratio of number of atoms in the ground state to excited state? E power hc by lambda kt. So now I will equate this energy density from black body. Expression E lambda is what? 8 pi hc by lambda phi into 1 by e power hc by lambda kt minus 1. This is equal to, see here, B21, which is Einstein coefficient of spontaneous emission, by A21, Einstein coefficient of stimulated emission, into 1 by A12 by A21 into e power hc by lambda kt, n1 by n2 according to Maxwell-Boltzmann law for the population inversion, minus 1, correct? Now look at these two terms, they look so similar, right? So this term should be equal to this, because these two expressions are similar. This implies ratio of spontaneous emission to stimulated emission. The magnitude of spontaneous emission to magnitude of stimulated emission is proportional to this term. See this? It looks like stimulated emission is more when the wavelength is more. Now look at this term, A12 by A21. Here this side it is just 1. Coefficient of this term is 1. So I can say A12 by A21 is 1. Ratio of induced absorption to stimulated emission is 1. So these are called as Einstein coefficients. These expressions tell us what conditions are to be sustained to ensure stimulated emission dominates. Under what conditions spontaneous emission can increase. All this can be understood by this. So go through these things. If you have doubts, we can discuss. This is the very important derivation in this chapter. Okay.